Hey, beautiful souls. It is Solita. I am back. Welcome to my channel. As you can see, I'm getting really comfortable with the camera again. My confidence has came back a whole lot. And I'm getting better each and every day. No one and nothing can break this. I really know that in my heart. And I know that in my mind and my soul. How are you all today? This video is about the power of the tongue. Let's talk about the power of the tongue. So social media is not for the sick. And what I mean, I don't mean being sick with the cold or the flu. I'm talking about mentally sick. You know, those who still dealing with childhood wounds, those who suffer from depression, schizophrenia. Social media is not for the sick. Talk about what I did while I was depressed. So in that bullet, what I want to talk about is when I was depressed. I was on social media heavily, and that was for some years, for a few year period. I remember when I wasn't on there like that and when I didn't want an account. But I went to social media when I was depressed. I didn't talk about my problems. I don't do that. Did none of that. I just looked at a lot of memes and stuff that was very helpful in the lighting. What I mean by I was on there a lot was I spent hours scrolling, not realizing that I was feeding myself a bunch of negativity. Until around the time that I woke up last year and I realized, like, okay, I'm the one that's putting all this in my mind. Like, I was into reality TV heavy when I didn't used to be. And I was talking to the TV like as if they was my friends and telling them they wrong about this and that. And it was like, I would get on Facebook or any type of social media and I would just get angry. Like when I get on there now, I go and check to see if I got any notifications. Check on a page it's a hair page that I really don't put much work into, because right now I'm not ready to be out here doing a bunch of hair. I feel like my purpose is to do something a little different and a little more helpful. The hair thing will come back because with me being a cosmetologist, even though I'm not in a salon, I plan to do things with that later on, something a little more helpful than just standing there doing a pretty style. Because anybody can do a style in your head, but not anybody can tell you what products they use and what tools and why. A lot of people can't tell you that. A lot of people can't even give you great hair care advice. So a lot of people see a hairstyle like, oh, she did that, and go cash at the girl money. The girl was unprofessional and everything. You know, even if they're in a salon, it don't matter. People really have no idea what it's really like to be in a hair business, and they really have no idea what really comes with it. So anybody can do your hair. All you gotta do is see it and do it. That's anything. But I would rather have the person who had the knowledge, the person who can help my hair grow and keep me keeping my hair growing even when I'm not even around them. But anyway, let me get back on topic about the power in the tongue. All right, so I talked about what happened to me when I was depressed. I was, always angry, feeding myself a whole bunch of bitterness and stuff. Clicking, scrolling. And the attitude I had was like negative. I was always upset, always stressed. I mean, I'm dealing with the anger now, but I'm aware of it now, and I'm not always reacting. Most of the time I am checking myself, and then there's the times when I don't. I still go back at the end of the day and pray about it. I still ask for forgiveness, because I know that you can't live without sin in no type of way. It's like sin is going to be there. It's just up to you to fight it. It's up to you to tell the devil to flee. When I was on there, I'm a person that always like to see people succeed. And I went from always being loving and caring towards other people succeeding to starting to get jealous and envious, and that's not even in my blood. That's how I knew something was wrong. So I backed the ball for social media, and that was the best thing that I ever did, because I realized it went from being a fun place and a connecting place to a very dark place. You got people showing actual murders, people up here having sex, people up here raping people, people up here abandoning people and stealing people, trafficking, all those kind of things, like really being recorded. People mistreating babies. I done seen so many dark things. I'm like, why am I so numb to it? But I wasn't numb. When I would see this stuff, it would do something to me, and I'm like, how come normal people is just looking at this and not feeling affected? Like, it would affect me when a child or a person missing. It would affect me see somebody abusing people. Like, I remember somebody posted a video. It was two twin little girls, and somebody just dropping them who I ever taught they is just dropping them straight on the floor, on their head to the point that blood start coming out their nose. That never left my mind. I mean, a lady was taking a newborn, putting it in hot water, and it had to be hot water because the way the baby was screaming. Why are y'all recording this stuff? All you wicked people going straight to hell. I hope the Lord don't have mercy on you for those type of things. You know, executions and all of that. Those kind of things I saw, and it was like, not, oh, let me click on a video. It could just be scrolling through and you see a glimpse of some of it, and it's like, wow. So I was feeding myself the negativity because I was depressed. I was having all types of bad thoughts. I was watching low vibrational things. I was easily influenced by the negativity. Like if you came to me negative, fussing, I was quick to argue back. You know, and social media can make you not appreciate yourself or the people in your life. Like you'll see somebody happy with their husband on a picture, but they really not happy behind closed doors. You'll see a family playing with their kids on camera, but that's all they do is play with their kids on camera, but off camera they don't pay them any mind. You know, stuff like that. And it was like it made me feel less because I come from an era for social media where it's word of mouth. I did have people, my name got around from people, you know, oh, Solita do this or whatever, you know. But when social media came into play, you know, some people felt like, well, if you're not posting anything relevant, even if it's old work, you're not relevant. And so I started to get a little discouraged until I really realized, like, hold on. I really still have the correct knowledge to still make it happen for me and be a part of how things are or to change it. Still do. You know, but I realized, like, yes, it is a competitive field, but I'm not competing with nobody. We all in the cosmetology business bring something different to the table. Nobody's better than the other. And when people are good at things, it's because they practiced it a lot. So you can't be jealous of other people who put more effort into practicing so they could be better and perfect their craft. You know, it makes you feel less and it makes you want more. It makes you feel like what you have is not enough. It's either you a glass half empty or you a glass half full. And it's easy to become a bully. Like I felt times I would comment on posts, very genuine posts, and depending on the platform it is, I felt numerous people trying to attack back, and I would feed into it and let them have it so bad they wouldn't even respond back. They would see what I wrote, but they won't respond back. And I'm tired of doing this to people in my life. I don't got to put nobody in their place by doing that. All I got to do is just block you. So, and what I mean by bullies, like people, real things they wouldn't even say in public or into your face, they would get behind the keyboard and type really mean negative things. And what y'all got to understand is, more than anything physically hurting you, words do hurt. It's people out here killing themselves because of what somebody else said to them online, whether they're a kid or an adult. You know, that's why you got to be mindful of what you say to people, because even with the times that I have yelled at my own children, but I've talked to my children about it, and we say, they just say, Mommy, you hurt my feelings when you did such and such. And so I'll be like, oh, hey, what could I do better then? Or I'll promise to not do this and that, or operate in this way, or whatever. We always discuss it because I know as a parent, we're not going to always make our kids happy. Our kids are not going to always make us happy. We have to make ourselves happy. But what we can do in the meantime is be kinder to one another. Words do hurt. And it has more of an impact than physical pain. Like I said, it can stick with you. Now, there are many things that have stuck with me that I'm undoing now, because these people have moved on in their life, and it's like, why be stuck with something that somebody said? Believe what the Lord says about you, because what they say does have no power. It only has power when you believe it. That's why you got to get this in control. You know, words attack your mind. It's all in your belief. Like, you are whatever you believe. You are whatever they say you are if you believe whatever they say you are. You know, it's death in the mind. And we cast spells with our mouth. Like, when we talk ill about somebody, or I wish you this, and I wish that's casting a spell on somebody. Or when we manipulate people, like, for instance, like, what's the form? Like when people don't want to be with each other in relationships, so they use the kids against each other, stuff like that. You know, media I was supposed to look up those definitions. My goodness, because I was going to write down a definition to media and social. Let me see if I can pull it up on my tablet while we do this. You know, and social media calls you to be antisocial. It really does. You can be super antisocial, meaning you would like more dealing with people. You know, you would like more not dealing with people. Some people, like introverts, they find it easier to be behind the keyboard. And extroverts find it easy to be on the outside. But what I've learned about what social media can do to you, it can turn an extrovert into an introvert. It really can. And sometimes it can turn an introvert into an extrovert. But for me, you need to have balance. You shouldn't just be one. You should be both. You should be in between. And the reason why I say that because I can speak about my own personality. I can go into either one, but I rather stay neutral. I rather stay neutral between the two because it's a time when you should be an introvert and it's a time when you should be an extrovert. We are not put here to be alone. We're not put here to be by ourselves. We are put here to connect and help build one another up. We are all brothers and sisters. We all have a mother and a father, okay? And I mean Mother Earth, and our Father is the Lord. Media. The main means of mass communication, broadcasting, publishing, and the internet, regarded collectively. That is what the media is. The main means of mass communication. So if that's the main means of mass communication, that's meaning like where we can connect at an instant with multiple people. And because we have that type of access, it is dangerous because all it takes is for one person to do something negative, and it's easy for other people to jump on a bandwagon because it's easy to be negative. It's easy to be mean. It's so easy to be that, but it's harder to be good. It's harder to be kind. It's harder to be loving. And when you meet people that are that way, you better cherish them because you don't know what it took for them to be in that place. Like I myself, it took a lot for me to get into a kind space and to be nice. Because when people talk about the old me, I be so disgusted at the way that they describe me. Because they miss out the part of the things they done to me. They miss out on the part as to what caused me to react a certain way. Little do they know that same kind person is still there. That same person that you see now that you're talking so highly of is that same person that was there then. You know, it's just my mindset was different. So that was the definition to media. So let's look up the word social. Look at social media pop right up, but I'm looking for the word social. Social, relating to society or its organization. Needing companionship and therefore best suited to living in communities. So social, so relating to society. The reason why I put those down and wanted to talk about those meanings is because society plays a role in all of this, in the power of the tongue. You know, when we get online and say harsh, mean things to each other and all of that, you know, like I said, it's power in the tongue. You know, and you got to guard your mind and your heart and your soul and your tongue because sometimes when we get angry, we say things we don't mean. And what I do is when I'm mad, I try not to say anything that I mean because I should be able to say it to you calmly without trying to hurt you. Usually when somebody does it when they're angry, they already felt that way and their intent is to hurt you. I've went through that. Being in a relationship and somebody like they would rather hurt your feelings and say something cold-hearted over a petty argument because hurting you gives them enjoyment. Whereas you might just be arguing back with them and you don't want to hurt, so you don't say something that hurts them, you say something that really is. And because you're saying what really is and some people don't like what it really is, they are fake people who rather look like the part instead of be a part. And that's a video that I gotta do too, guys. I'll do that in a few. But because I have a video actually titled looking the part and not being the part. You'll love that video. But back on topic of what I was saying about the power of the tongue is those are the ends of my bullets that I jotted down. But what I learned about the power of the tongue, sometimes, well, it ain't no sometimes, we speak life for death with the tongue. And the reason why I say that is because it's been time when I said things that I really didn't want and it actually happened. It's been times when, like now, I always wanted this YouTube channel. Maybe not to actually be doing this, but I always wanted to be able to have some type of platform where I can speak and be myself, where I can actually speak to a multitude of people and not for the glory for myself, because all of this glory is for God. Trust me. Everything that I'm doing right now is for God. And it's in a total different way than what you see most people on the internet. Most people on the internet that I know that's doing what I'm doing, which is the great thing. Some are actually preaching straight from the Bible. Oh, read this. Oh, read that. And the Lord said this. The Lord said that. That's not what the Lord told me to do. The Lord told me to share my experience. Because that's going to help you all share your experience. You know, even if you don't really want to type nothing, just like, comment, share, subscribe. You know, stuff like that. Because this is your safe haven. And I'm inviting you to come here. As you can see, I have multiple videos. It's just me talking. I can't wait till I get to the point where as though I can be live and engage with you all, because people need people. We all need love. I have no problem with giving it and sending it to you all. I don't even ask for it in return because the Lord loves me enough. So with that being said, you all guard your tongues, guard your mind, your soul. Until next time, let me help you, and together we can help one another. See you later, beautiful souls.